was just live in my Facebook group, in our Facebook group, Editorial Arts Academy's group, and apparently no one could see me. So I'm hopeful that this will work better. I'm now on the page, and I see I have someone watching, so that's good. Thank goodness. Sorry about that. Sometimes Facebook Live confuses me, to be honest. So there's a lot in the video that I just did, but I will I'll sort of go back over things because I don't want people to miss out, and I don't know what happened to that other video, to be honest. So, okay, I'm here talking about the Writer's Toolkit, which is a bundle of products all related to writing and editing. And Nancy's here. Hello, Nancy. So good. I'm glad that this worked. So I'm really excited to be part of this bundle because Jenny's here. Hello, Jenny. I didn't even know about bundles. I was a bundle newbie until about 6 weeks ago. And when I found out about this bundle and that they wanted to add our course, Freelance Book Editing 101, to the bundle, I was really excited. And since then, I've been sort of madly learning all I can about the bundle and getting ready for this week. And it's finally here. It's very exciting. And I wanted to do the Facebook Live today because there's some early bird bonuses that you can only get if you sign up by the end of the day today. The whole bundle you can buy until the end of the day, Friday, June 11th. But to get the early bird bonuses, you have to sign up by the end of the day today. And they're particularly good for editors. 3 books by the StoryGrid people. StoryGrid is this huge organization and sort of structure for people who are writing their novels or editing novels. And it's really all about plots and the narrative arc and characterization. And so these 3 books are great for anyone who is a developmental editor or who is interested in developmental editing. They'll just be really handy for you to have in your library. So again, that's one of the bonuses. And then the other is Pro Writing Aid, which is an app you can load. It's an add-in for Microsoft Word. I think you can also use it in Scrivener. And it helps with grammar and punctuation and spelling, but also sentence structure, more stuff that's line editing focused. So I think both of those bonuses alone are worth it. But of course, they're just bonuses for early bird offers is what they call them, because there's also bonuses to the entire bundle. It's a little confusing, but basically the upshot is the whole bundle is like over $5,000 worth of courses and books, but it's being sold for $97. So just our class alone, Freelance Book Editing 101, is $249. So even if you were just buying this bundle to get our course, Freelance Book Editing 101, it would still be over 60% savings and way lower than we've sold it for before. Our lowest price that we'll ever sell it for is $149, but through the bundle you can get it for $97 plus all the other things. So let me talk a bit about what's in this bundle. Like I said, I went through it really carefully and I wrote a bunch of notes. Unfortunately, they're all on my iPad, which I'm using to do the Facebook Live. That wasn't such good planning on my part, but I have a list here of what's in it, and I remember. So here's a really good one. Book Building, A Beginner's Guide to Crafting Your Book. So this is an ebook that's going to go over all the different parts of a book, like a foreword, introduction, preface, what's the difference between the 3, where do you put your index, where do you put your acknowledgements. So it's really helpful when you're working with your authors to be able to guide them. Oh, hey, this is actually less of an introduction and more of a foreword, or here are the guidelines for your index. So that's what this ebook can help you with. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Another really good course is actually our course, Freelance Book Editing 101. So if you haven't taken this course yet and you're not sure where you fit or if you fit in the world of freelance book editing, trade books, this is the course for you. Nancy and I started teaching this class a few years ago, and we did it as a live workshop, and then we turned it into a self-paced course and sold it for the first time last year in July 2020. And it's done really well. And the great thing is that it helps people kind of get oriented in the field. It goes over the 7 editorial roles, which roles are good for you. There's a quiz and lots of information so you can figure that out. There's lots of examples of different kinds of editing, so you can look those over and feel like, okay, yeah, I want to be a copy editor, or no, I'm really more of a developmental editor. And there's also an ebook that has tons of links to all kinds of resources out there. So it kind of cuts out all that research time for you. We put it all in one book for you. And there's a Slack forum, so you can meet us and meet the other students and ask your questions. And then from there, theoretically, you'll know enough to go on and start taking skills building classes, which we teach and other places teach. We teach one in copy editing and one in developmental editing for fiction. And I hope soon also we'll have a self-paced one for developmental editing for nonfiction, which is Nancy's class. So Freelance Book Editing 101, like I said, typically $249 when it's part of the bundle, $97 for it and the rest of the bundle. So that's a good one. Another one, Mastering Keywords and Categories. This is the Kindlepreneur people, if anyone knows that website. It's all about marketing and sales for your books. So obviously I know a lot of us aren't writers, we're editors, but this would be a really nice kind of skill set to have that you can add on to your offerings for authors. So once you've taken this class, which is $49.99 value, you will be able to help authors do a little bit of, kind of get them started with their marketing. So, hey, author, have you thought about which keywords to use for this book once you put it up on Amazon, or which categories you're going to try to sell it in? I can help with that. And, maybe you charge an extra $50 for that or $100 for that, or maybe you just put it in your proposal, your bill, your per word rate might be a little bit higher than somebody else's, but you've got this added value. This is one of the things you can use to add value. So I've already started that one, and I'm really excited to finish it. Here's another one that will teach you a lot about the publishing landscape. So we all know that the world of publishing has morphed in the last 10 years. Now self-publishing is much more common, and there's also hybrid publishing, and then there's traditional publishing. So this book, Make Publishing Profitable and Fun, it's actually an e-course, but it includes a book. This one is great because it goes over that whole landscape, and it's geared toward writers, but editors can learn just as much from it. And it will, again, help you with your authors be able to say, hey, I know quite a bit about the publishing world. I can advise you on, how to do this. What steps do I take? What kind of timeline am I looking at? All of that stuff. So Make Publishing Profitable and Fun. It's an e-course worth $198. And again, it also includes an ebook. Tons of resources for writers that I'm not even talking about because I'm assuming most of us are editors, but lots of them. Oh, and here's another really good one. This is Stacy Juba, the Energize Your Writing Toolkit, Cheat Sheets for Character Emotions. It's an ebook and a mini course. Stacy Juba is great. She's joined our Facebook group, and she's super friendly. And so she's a developmental editor and a line editor. And this toolkit is geared toward people who are looking for what are some other ways I can say that, for example, somebody is listening? Well, you can have them fold their hands in their lap, or you can have them lean in closer to the speaker. So it's actually just a list of all of these sort of like a thesaurus for character emotions, how to show character emotions in different ways through gesture and all this stuff. So it's really cool. I love the idea. And I think it could be super helpful when you're working with an author and you're line editing and you're like, oh, this author keeps using, she swiped her hand through her hair to show that she's nervous. Well, what are some other ways to show that you're nervous? Just go to this cheat sheet, look up nervous, and you'll get some ideas that you can give to your author. So it's just a sort of a shortcut for you. And then there's a ton of resources for writers. I mean, it's really geared toward writers, so there's just a lot in there. ProBlogger, a lot of you have probably heard of them. They're huge. ProBlogger's Ultimate Guide to Freelance Writing, how to get paid blogging jobs. So this is for someone who's looking into, you know, should I start a blog, or should I become like a blog writer, which again is something that I do on the side. I'm a copywriter. And, you know, it's an ebook worth $29. Another really big name is Marion Roach Smith. I think she had the webinar at the beginning that was from last week. It was all about productivity for writers. I think you can still grab that if you go to our sales page. And I will put the link in the, maybe I can do that now. I might not be able to figure out how to do it while this is going. But what I'll do is when the video is done, I'll put it in the comments so you can see what the link is. So Marion Roach Smith had a webinar at the beginning, and then let's see, freelance writer contract template. This would actually probably be good for editors too, with some changes, but plug and play contract template professionally drafted by an experienced lawyer for freelance writers. So if you're getting into freelance writing, here's a template you can use. It's an e-course worth $87. And then there's lots of stuff so there's stuff for like freelance copywriters and blog writers. There's also stuff for freelance novelists, or, you know, novelists. And there's also stuff for people wanting to write transformational fiction. Let me see if I can find that one. I thought that looked really cool. Hello, Stephanie. Nice to see you. I'm glad you were visiting your mom. Let's see. I can't find it now. That's how much is that's how much is in that's how much is in this bundle. Sorry, I'm just reading another one that looks really good. Behind the Scenes Book Success Workshop. It's an e-course worth $44. Learn how to validate your book idea, find profitable keywords that make you money, and identify best-selling categories for launching your book on Amazon. So again, it's sort of similar to the Kindlepreneur idea. So they're divided into different categories. Let me read those categories to you. Crafting your book. This is where you're going to find sort of like productivity and outlining, that sort of thing. Freelance writing. This is more about kind of copywriting and blogging. Ghostwriting is also in there. The Ultimate Guide to Ghostwriting. Marketing, which has a lot in it, 6 resources. Publicist in a Box. Content Planning Toolkit, and LinkedIn Marketing for Freelance Writers. That's offered by Carol Tice, who was my mentor when I first started freelance writing. And she's a big name, and she's great, tons of knowledge. And so she has this LinkedIn Marketing for Freelance Writers, which I actually used. I took a course, and she taught, part of the course was that method. And I souped up my LinkedIn profile, and I got tons of work. I mean, it works. The stuff she tells you, it does work. And then there's some productivity ones. Calendars and the writer's deadline formula. That's by Marion Roach Smith. Okay, so she's in there too. Discover how to develop a daily writing habit, $97 course. And then there's stuff about publishing. Build your book cover by Friday. You can make your own cover. Copyright and disclaimer template for ebooks. So this is another thing that you can offer your client. You can say to your author, you know, I'll edit your book, and then I also can tell you about the copyright and disclaimer that you need to include in your book. And then there's writing fundamentals. So for this one we have, okay, I haven't even talked about this yet. So Pro Writing Aid, it's an app that you use for Microsoft Word or Scrivener that you run your manuscript through. It's also, they have what's called Pro Writing Aid Academy. And the Academy is a teachable site where they have tons, well, not tons, I think they have like 9. That's a lot. But they're adding more all the time. So courses for people who are writing novels. So they've got some really good courses in there. Show, Don't Tell, which can be a pretty hard concept to grasp, and also a hard concept to explain to authors. So there's a course all about that. There's a course called Deepening Your Fantasy Novel. So, you know, again, if you only bought this for that membership, it's a 1-year membership. Within that membership alone, there's like 9 different courses you can take. So there's a lot there. And again, I didn't mention this in this Facebook Live. I did it in the previous one. You do have as much time as you want to access all these courses. You have to sign in by within 6 months from buying. But you don't have to take all the courses within 6 months. You have, you know, for as long as it's online, you have it to take it. You have to download the ebooks, but of course you don't have to read them all within 6 months. So don't worry about that 6-month deadline. Another thing to keep in mind is what I mentioned, the early bird offer. If you are interested in this bonus, I really urge you to think about buying it before the end of the day today, June 8th, because if you do, you're going to get the story grid books and the 3 months of the Pro Writing Aid app. And then a bunch of other early bird bonuses. I mean, there's so many in here. 30-day trial of ConvertKit, which is the email platform that I use. 30 days free of the social content app, which helps you do social media marketing. So, I mean, there's just a ton. Now, what are some other questions that you might have about this? The number one best product for editors, besides our course, which, you know, is really geared toward people learning how to edit, I would say probably Pro Writing Aid Academy, with all of those courses that are really good for developmental editors and book coaches. That's probably the number one best product for editors, but it is kind of hard to choose because there's so many good ones. Will the bundle be sold at any other time in the year? I don't know, because they don't tell us. So they've said that it's possible, but they don't know, and even if it is, they don't know the date. If it is sold again, it'll be a brief thing. It'll be like, okay, it's available for one day or 2 days, or maybe it'll be an upsell on another bundle. But if you're interested in the bundle, this is the time to do it, because probably it won't be sold again like this with a 5-day window with all of these bonuses for another year, if they decide to run it again. This is the first time they've done the writing one. So I wouldn't not buy it thinking you can do it later, because I don't know if it'll be available later. So yeah, that's the answer to that. What are the cheat sheets? I've been asked this question. So when you buy the bundle, you can, for an additional $50, you can buy cheat sheets. So this helps with the overwhelm. So you're still looking at only $147 versus over $5,000 if you bought everything that was in the bundle. So it's still a great deal. And what the cheat sheets do, I used them when I was going through to pick out good products for editors. It's just sort of summaries of everything that's in there, but it was done really well. So it's not just like a paragraph. It's like, okay, here's module 1, here's a breakdown of module 1, breakdown of module 2, here's a good quote from the book, here's an overview, here's the extras that you don't want to miss, that sort of thing. So the cheat sheets are great, and they will give you a good overview and help you to kind of figure out, okay, here's where I want to start, and what's this one all about? Oh, okay, I'm going to set that aside for later, sort of thing. Can you just get the editing content out of the bundle? Unfortunately, no. The bundle is made for writers and editors, and you can't extract just parts of it. But I would say that for $97, you could get the bundle and just only access the editing stuff. You won't save money that way, but you'll still get a ton of value, and you can just take what you want out of it. So how long do you have to order the bundle? You only have until Friday, June 11th at midnight Eastern time. I'll send out a couple more reminders to people. I know that too many reminders can be annoying, so you can unsubscribe to just the promotions. That's fine. But I do want to keep reminding you, because I genuinely would be bummed if someone was like, oh, I really wanted that bundle and I didn't get it. I just forgot. I don't want that to happen, because you can get our course for $97 and then all of these other things. So think about it. Let me know if you have any questions. You can post them here in the questions in the comments, or email me, Susanna@editorialartsacademy.com, or post in our Facebook group or on our Facebook page. There's lots of ways to get in touch. So I think I'm going to stop for now. And yeah, I think that's everything that I had prepared, although I could talk a lot more about the bundle, but I'm going to wrap this up. And thanks for those of you who came on. And if you're watching the playback and you have questions, let me know. I'd love to answer them. Don't forget about the early bird bonuses that end tonight, June 8th at midnight. And don't forget that the bundle itself stops the end of the day, June 11th, Friday. And again, I'll put the link to buy it in the notes for this video. All right. Thanks, everyone. Great to see you. And I'll see you again soon.